Zaza, how's it going, man? Holy shit, that was so clutch. What the fuck? Phantom, how's it going, man? How you doing? We got it in 3, nice. Low. Unless you get it in 3. Don't even fuck it. Don't even. Ugh, you're so annoying. Why is everything like this for you, huh? God. Cringe. Shingen, how's it going, man? Loaves. You still didn't do that IQ test? No, I did not, no. You sound, yeah, I sound like way better. Thank you. I feel way better too. I'm coughing a lot less. I'm still coughing, but like I'm coughing a lot less, which is huge. Probably just another day or so, and I should probably be. Ooh. Shadow, how's it going, man? Get fucking rolled, Zaza, okay? Idiot. And I solved with only greens. Can you say that? Doubt it, bitch. Not hard to sound better. Bro sounded like he had 3 days left. Okay, fuck you. Don't say that, okay? When you get to be my age, Shingen, you will... We'll see how you feel when you get to be my age, little bro. You have no idea, okay, how hard it is. Okay. Royal flush. A pair. Unlike you, he only gonna live to like... Yeah, exactly. He's gonna die at like 70. Motherfucker wanna talk. Okay, we'll do comedy. Which room, by the way? Your age? You're an unk? I am an unk, bro. Canonically, I'm like a little over 8,000 years old. Okay, last message I sent you. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Kami. Royal pair. Split? I was gonna say like split double for like... Pair, 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 pair. Let's go! Let's go. See, we get those around here, baby. Actually, I'm 23, Shingen. 23. But canonically, I'm a little over 8,000 years old, okay? Pop, blow, crack, split. Erp. Cheap erp lerp. How far are you reading? Said 28. 31, 32. I'm not going to 39, bro. You're out of your fucking mind. What the fuck is erp? I got no idea, bro. Oh my god, that worked? Hold on, Zaza, you cheating, bro? Fruit anagram? Oh, pear, plum, kiwi. What is this one? Peach. Red Royal Twin Padre. Oh, you did cheat. Oh, Zaza, I wish you didn't help me then. No, I don't want you to help me if you've already done it. Erp is slang to vomit. What the fuck is Weaver? Okay, the game is called a word ladle. It was invented by Lewis Carroll. Weave your way from the start to the end of the word. Each word you can enter can only change one letter from the word above it. Oh, so you can use the same letters, but so you can change one letter at a time, and then you can. Okay. Fill, and then I have to get a. What? How do you get to? Oh, I have to get to. Oh, I have to get to tank. Okay, got it. Fill. Till. Just do tall. Talk. Tank. Easy. That's it. That was the game. That was so easy. Okay. We'll move on. Motherfucker forgot. Oh, stop it. God. Okay, I had it. I just needed a minute. Let's go! Oh my god, we're killing it! Let's go, baby! We're doing so good today! What the fuck? I'm feeling better and I'm killing the daily games? Holy shit. I'm not doing Don't Wordle. Kill yourself. I'm not doing it. I do not care. Quietly, quiet. Slow. Review. 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 What is Don't Wordle is like the opposite of Wordle, where you have to not get the daily word, but every time you get, oh, for fuck's sakes. Don't make me do it, guys. Don't make me. It's so cringe. Slow. Slow. Review. Review. What are you... Okay, your mother, Zaza. God damn it. Made me fuck off. Harsh, I'm feeling much better, yeah. Thanks, bud. Test. Test, slow. Think. Testing. Exam. Carefully. Careful. Fuck's sake. Fine, well, don't wordle, motherfucker. God damn it, you guys suck so much, motherfucking. Okay. Okay, so I have to pick like the shittiest word. Today's okay. I'm not doing mommy, Zaza. I know you're trying to fuck me up. Shut the fuck up, God. Let me think. Zaza, I'm gonna fuck you. 18 valid words remaining? Seriously? Fuck you. This motherfucker took me from 13,000 to fucking... What a piece of shit. He said, no, for real. Oh, what a actual genuine piece of is that a fucking word, Is that a fucking word, Nagito? Dude, genuinely, Zaza's such a piece of shit. Is this a word? That's a word? No, that's not a bad one, Nagito, but no, that fucks me with the Y, right? So I got, okay. So it can't have a Y in it, so let's try something like this. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. That, Nagito, that can't be a word. Stop it. Is that a fucking... This is a word? What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck is... What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Is there a Giga Chat in chat? I don't know. Shingen's here. Stick to your old one. Kill yourself, so shut the fuck up. No. I don't know. Horse? Fuck, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad. That's... Okay, yeah. You guys get where Don't Wordle is, right? Okay, that's it. We're not doing this. This is it. We're done. You guys got it. I just showed you guys. Okay, that's it. If you guys want to do it on your own fucking time. I'm not killing myself with this. It's the most cringe piece of shit anyone's ever fucking done. I don't even say in Minecraft anymore. I'm over it. I'm sick, okay? Hope. I'm over it. I'm sick. I don't have quite the capacity I did when I was younger. Tell that to the YouTube mods? Okay, well, someone has to report my stream, and there's like 30 of you fuckers that watch anyway, so... If it's gonna be one of you, then A2 Brute, it is what it is. Alexa, turn on bedroom 2 fan. He's a professional backstabber. You know what? Have at it, Nagito. You guys heard that? What the fuck? I thought I muted myself. What the fuck? Oh. Lol. Smokey, how's it going, man? Yeah. Here. There. Good eating potatoes? So that we can ask Alexa to dox his ass? Okay, yeah. We can add TTS if you guys want. Add TTS. here, 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 right? Alexa was in Paris. No, Kami, it's always... Oh, for... Okay, what an idiot. Jesus, I'm so stupid. Yeah. Yeah, beta, genuinely. Oh my god. Yeah, no, Kami, if we do it, it's always gonna be behind Donawall. You can make it with channel points? Oh, yeah, but we're not on Twitch, so it's fine. Here, here, here. Interesting. You do TTS without paying? Oh, really? Oh my god, Jesus. All right, boys, let's call it. Let's start reading. Kami, you said get to 28, you said? Today? All right, we'll try. 8 chapters in my current state would be quite a push, but Mama ain't raised no bitch, so let's go. Okay, 28, yeah. Alright, sounds good. Let me just join the thing and then we can go. Alright, sounds good. We'll find out, Kami. All good. Ludwig, savoring succulent roasted lamb chops, cast a quick glance at the ancient notebook and the note. The knowledge and the concealed contents inscribed on it couldn't be extracted. Alright, LEMMiNO withdrew his hand, his disappointment minimal. He then approached Ludwig with the intention that it didn't harm asking. Finding nothing else of interest, he settled into the recliner, immersing himself in the sunlight, flipping through the notebook. LEMMiNO found it composed entirely in Highlander. Flores, having only attended elementary grammar school, wouldn't have comprehended it otherwise. Reading it with enthusiasm, as if engrossed in a gripping novel, LEMMiNO discovered that certain legends surpassed even the thrill of the contemporary horror stories, sending shivers down his spine. Occasionally, incantations emerged, some fabricated by the ignorant and subjected to numerous alterations, others carried a subtle malevolence, bearing a resemblance to Nabor Disley. LEMMiNO refrained from uttering them aloud, silently reciting them. The first day of the Barry's voyage unfolded in tranquil serenity. Late at night, LEMMiNO dreamt of enchanting scenes weaving into a blush-inducing stories that heightened his emotions. Suddenly, LEMMiNO awoke. Oh, wow, Kami, we're so goated now. I guess we've been using the site long enough that I didn't even have it open at the moment. I forgot to queue it. And it just switched when you switched it. So I don't need to have it open all the time anymore. Oh my god, we're so cooking. Holy shit. It was 6 a.m. Lying in bed, LEMMiNO experienced a sense of loss. He lacked the endurance of an ascetic in dreams, causing certain scenes to be unusually poignant. You played it once, maybe that's what? Oh, maybe. I don't know, but either way, that's fucking awesome. LEMMiNO exhaled, emitting a self-deprecating laugh, almost forgetting this isn't a boon, but a curse. Reverting to a physical state where Termi Boris was newly sealed at 6 a.m. every morning brought benefits like fearlessness of serious injuries, no heat of energy consumption, and automatic healing. The thoughts of Cordu's catastrophe and his sister Aurora haunted him with each reset. The initial pain gradually dulled, becoming a bearable numbness. LEMMiNO rose from his bed and drew open the curtains. To his right, a crimson sun that had just surfaced on the horizon. To the left, a fog lingered and waves surged. Exiting the master bedroom, LEMMiNO noticed that Lugano was already awake. Lugano grinned sheepishly. "It's my first time in the Berserk Sea. I'm a little excited and woke up quite early." On the coffee table in the room lay numerous Dutanese books that recently purchased by LEMMiNO from the port. Being a primary trading port for the southern continent, Port Cola's citizens had a practical need to learn Dutanese, resulting in a trend. LEMMiNO easily acquired 2 sets of teaching materials covering elementary, intermediate, and advanced levels, alongside practice materials thanks to the various teaching aids and Dutanese instructions. LEMMiNO applauded gently. "Not bad." LEMMiNO pointed towards the fog sea and explained, "Last night I heard from a sailor on the ship that many vessels attempted to explore the sea in that direction, but none ever returned. Occasionally, people would spot one of those ships quietly passing at night with no lights or anyone on deck. They say, the quantum, I don't even want to talk about it. Don't wordalism, what fucking garbage piece of shit anyone's ever created. Oh my god, cringe shit. Why do we have that? Oh my god. Eve, how's it going? They say it is the Berserk Sea. Stick to safe sea routes. Attempting unknown routes would lead to unknown and irresistible dangers. See, the sun is rising over there. I feel like 60% of them. The sea calms, but ventured beyond the safe sea route. And we may face a sudden hurricane, a lightning storm, or even get melted by the sun. These are the tales from the sailors, and I'm not sure if they're even true. No worries, Eve. I appreciate you popping by. Look into more similar rumors, LEMMiNO nodded. With his employer's approval, Lugano's expression brightened. The voyage through the Berserk Sea proved relatively uneventful. LEMMiNO, Ludwig, and Lugano managed to avoid causing any disruptions. I swear to God, I'll say it. Cuttlefish, I genuinely have an active dislike for you for doing LEMMiNO, Ludwig, and Lugano. What the fuck is that? Motherfuckers starting Lululemon over here. Occasionally, they witness storms capable of citywide destruction or forest like lightning. Sometimes they notice the absence of fish throughout the sea, creating an eerie silence. Guided by the seasoned captain, first mate, and sailors, the Berries navigated through the regions along the safe sea route. After a few days, the ocean-venturing steamship reached Hanth Island, the transit port. The crew replenished coal and water, conducted machine maintenance, restocked beer and various food items. There doesn't seem to be any specialties on the island, Lugano remarked, but due to its strategic location and natural deepwater port, it is one of the main transit ports controlled by the Phaenopotter Kingdom. Specialties? Does that include demons? LEMMiNO critiqued silently, producing 2 gold riso and twirling them in his hand. I'm going to try the local self-brewed wine. He made his way to the port's largest bar and ordered a thick, pomegranate-colored red wine. Paha. LEMMiNO struck up a conversation with a few patrons near the bar counter, deliberately approaching one with a local accent. "I'm on a nice chick," he said. "We're going on a date later. On a quiet night. Can you share a few local horror stories? They don't have to be well known, just terrifying enough, preferably with a specific location. For instance, if there's a horrifying tale about an empty house on a certain street, I plan to take her there. The local set his beer mug down and chuckled. But you need to add 2 lines in description to use it? You need to add 2 lines in description? Sorry? Oh, like as in I need to add like a description to the author or like to the singer or whatever, or like the creator. Give credit? Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, if you can send the URL or the whatever they want in the thing, I can toss that in the description. That's no problem. How devious, but I like you. It is a battle of wits between men and women. For victory, anything goes, the local chuckled. After a brief pause, he suggested you can take her on a date at the edge of the forest outside the city. You know, a forest at night is always chilling. Besides, there may be more than one demon lurking in those woods. As far back as I can remember, the priests have always been warning everyone against venturing deep into the forest or even thinking about cutting wood in the middle of the island. There are many dangers. As for those who claim to have seen the demons with their own eyes, it is said they all met their demise. How about that? No woman isn't afraid of a demon. Well, except my wife. She's even scarier than a demon. Have the demon stories on Hant Island evolved to such an extent? It resembles the legend of the Matsuri ghost. But encountering the Matsuri ghost does result in the death of an entire family. Hant Island doesn't have any such obvious characteristics. Lumin raised his glass of wine, toasting the local before saying, "Though I am quite charming, I doubt any chick would be willing to follow me to the edge of the forest outside the city on a first date. Even if she's not afraid of me doing harm, she may worry that I'm a criminal with a penchant for harming young girls. How about this? Is there a legend of a serial killer?" Drawing from Aurora's grimoire and the information gathered in recent months, Lumin discerned that a sequence 9 of the demon pathway was criminal, 8 was cold-blooded, and 7 was serial killer. Oh, this is LEMMiNO's music? Oh shit, I fucking love that guy. Obviously I don't know about, I don't know about his music. I didn't know he made his own, but, I love his, like, documentaries, man. They're the fucking best. Oh, I feel like this is from his, DB Cooper one or something? Oh, this... Oh, man. I love his docu-series. Oh, the Cicada... Oh, Cicada 3301. 3301, I think? Though the demon on Hant Island had clearly surpassed Sequence 7 and evolved beyond a serial killer, Lumin quickly wondered. As a high-ranking individual who had progressed through the ranks, it retained certain preferences acquired during its phases, right? Intelligent beings, be they human or if a certain creature, tended to maintain certain desires, if not deliberately restrained or controlled. Just as humans might occasionally indulge in a drink. Oh, you're aware of the whole cicada thing, Hope? Demons may occasionally engage in serial killings. Moreover, if Nabor Disley's commission wasn't concocted for a verbal agreement, the demon of Hant Island or its descendants should be concealed amongst humans. The local pondered for a moment before saying there haven't been any serial killers. In a small place like ours, if serial murders were happening, everyone would know. But what if someone goes missing in the forest outside the city every year? Does that count? In Trier, Franca, Jenna, and Anthony managed to gather sufficient information about Morin Avigny, the current Minister of Industry. This information included a color photograph. In the picture, Morin displayed a striking resemblance to an Intesian. Despite his age, he exuded an air of elegance. In his 60s, his once black hair had transitioned into a distinguished grey, refined facial features and dark grey added to his overall presence. The Russian YouTuber was milking it? I don't know who that's referring to, but... Because I only know of it through LEMMiNO's video. because again, I was never that into like coding stuff or whatever anyway, right? So I just wasn't aware of the whole thing. Refined facial features and dark gray eyes added to the overall presence. No, the entirety of Russian YouTube. Oh. With the wrinkles on his face highlighting the passage of time. Dark grey eyes are rare in Intas, Frank aside. Dude, it's so funny to me where, sorry, okay, obviously with the music I need to start reading quickly, but it's so funny to me that like the internet is such a big place where like something is happening in like your corner of the internet and you're like, oh my god, this is fucking huge. And then with like hindsight, when you like a couple of years removed, or you know, you talk to someone who's not part of that same corner of the internet and they're like, they just have no idea it even exists, and you're like, I'll get this occasionally where I'm just like, I think something is so big that like everyone knows about it, and it's like the vast majority of people have no fucking clue what's happening because the internet is so vast that your corner of it feels like it's the entire thing, but it's like you're like the smallest minority you can ever fucking imagine. Mid-sentence, she abruptly halted. Another individual with dark grey eyes and interest crossed her mind. Demoness of Black, Clarice. She can't get it. She can know. Ah, that's really good. That's that's very good. Under normal circumstances, dark grey eyes wouldn't usually grab one's attention. Such pupils were rare in Intes, but not uncommon in places like the Lone Kingdom. However, Franca sensed that there was crucial information hidden within. Moran Avigny was suspected to be a mirror person. The demoness of Black Clarice pursued the mirror people, and being a demoness of or a demigod of the demoness pathway closely related to the mirror world, they all shared those unusual grey eyes. Too much of a coincidence, isn't it? What's wrong? Jenna asked. None of the mirror people we have encountered previously had such characteristics, Franca deliberated before revealing that the demoness of Black shared the same color eyes. Only relatively special mirror people have them. Is the demoness of Black also a mirror person? Jenna guessed. Impossible, Franca said. She even tasked me with investigating them. Right? It's not impossible. Haven't we read enough stories of burglars calling the police to catch thieves? Anthony thought for a moment. Could it be a symbol of being corrupted by the mirror's primordial demoness? Could special mirror people at a certain level have such eye color? Could it be the same for a demoness who has become a demigod and been corrupted? No, Moran should have had those eyes to begin with. It is impossible for the mirror people who replaced him to change the colors of his eyes without attracting suspicion. In other words, does the demoness of Black come from the same family as Moran? I previously thought she belonged to the Sauron family and was Brown Sauron's elder. Otherwise, she wouldn't have nurtured such a simple-minded demoness, but now it doesn't seem so. Not necessarily, Franca and Jenna said in unison. Everyone had paternal and maternal sides of the family. Just because they were from the Sauron family doesn't mean they came from the dark, grey-eyed family. Franca hesitated. It's been a while since I updated the Demoness of Black on the Mirror People's investigation. I plan to visit her this week and discuss Moran. Be careful, Jenna cautioned. Don't worry, Franca replied. She tasked me with the Mirror People inquiry. She should anticipate some updates. If she has some ties with Moran, we might see something unfolding for the Minister of Industry shortly. If not, we can seek her assistance. On Hanth Island, Lumen strolled through the dimly lit streets, relishing the cool sea breeze that replaced the earlier heat as he casually headed back to the berries. By the way, Kami, this is genuinely a fucking legendary pull for music, bro. I assume LEMMiNO has like other music that he's used for other videos too. Oh my god, this is such good background music. Dude, I can use this for other videos too, eh? Oh my god, this is genuinely so good. What the fuck? This would make like such good background music for like the volume ender videos. What the fuck? So I don't have to manually loop it anymore, and that's awesome too. That I don't have to have the link open all the time for it to switch music. It's awesome across the way. He has like 5 music total, by the way. I think he stopped uploading the ones he made in his music channel. Didn't look into it though. Oh, okay. No worries. It's been a century. The one thing I do know is LEMMiNO is quite good with like if you reach out to him with an inquiry, he's generally weirdly good at getting back to you. So maybe I can send him an email, see if he has other music that he uploads somewhere else. It's been a century or two. Numerous adventurers have ventured to unravel the demon legend. No, wait, hold on. On Hand Island, LEMMiNO strolled through the dimly lit streets, relishing the cool sea breeze. Hands tucked into his pockets, his mind raced with unusual activity. He sifted through the legends and stories he had gathered. Had Madam Magician not issued a cautious warning? We'll convert him onto the... I'm not going to tell him to read Lord of the Mysteries, you fuck. And had Nabor Disley not disclosed the demon's descendant's name and identity, LEMMiNO may have considered using himself as bait. In such circumstances, he could have showcased his malice, devised a plan with a chance of success, triggering the demon's danger premonition, luring it out to eliminate the perceived threat. It's been a century or two. Numerous adventurers have ventured to unravel the demon legend. Despite the Church of the Earth Mother's relentless efforts to eradicate it, there is still no resolution. Relying on conventional methods to track down that demon seems impractical. Is he gonna kill that demon? Bro, there's no bounty. Why are you wasting time? That it has an anime. I don't know if he watches anime, man. The Church of the Earth Mother has already purged it once. Why take the risk? If it were me, I would have relocated long ago. As a demon, where couldn't I survive? If I truly believed I was a highly intelligent criminal, a genuine criminal, why use such a method to taunt the clergy of the Church of the Earth Mother? It would become dull after all these years. Could there be a reason for its persistence on Hanth Island? Is it perhaps partially sealed, or is there something profoundly, significantly buried on the island? The valley ablaze with flames. Moreover, demons can live for centuries, but ordinary people cannot. If the demon indeed concealed itself in human towns, it would have to change identities every few decades. Hand Island served as a transit port for trade routes between the northern and southern continent. With numerous foreign settlers, the demons can effortlessly forge a new identity. However, how can it smoothly exit the stage with its original identity? The residents here all devoutly follow Earth Mother. Upon their demise, they invariably are sent to the cathedral for a wake. Would a demon have the audacity to feign death and undergo the Earth Mother's scrutiny? Yes, vanishing is the optimal solution. Whether through the sea adventure or disappearing into the forest, it effectively sidesteps the corresponding problems. Every year, people vanish into the forest. Did the demon purposefully orchestrate some accidents, concealing its death among them? LEMMiNO's thoughts raced as he gradually formulated deductions. This was also a tempering of a conspiror's powers and a method to digest his potion. He had a vague understanding. If I want to locate the demon concealed amongst the humans, I must find the mysterious valley ablaze with sulfur flames deep in the forest. To unravel the secret, I must rely on that demon. These two matters seem intertwined and inseparable. Dude, this music for like a... I don't know, maybe it's because I've seen so many of LEMMiNO's videos. This music for like unraveling a mystery seems like perfect. Like my brain is like my dopamine receptors are really enjoying this. I'll begin by exploring the forest, utilizing my hunter powers to search the remnants. If I discover one or two and they still retain some edible structure, I'll bring them to Ludwig and discover who the deceased last encountered. Throughout this, without alerting the clergyman of the Earth Mother, I'll delve deeper into the island to find any anomalies. If they exist, what kind of anomalies they are. As he strolled leisurely, LEMMiNO suddenly looked up and observed the stars. In an instant, torrential rain poured down. Drops of rain misted in front of LEMMiNO. Without an umbrella, he had no choice but to dash under the eaves of a 3-story building and seek refuge outside a cafe with its lights off. waiting for the storm to pass. Thank you, Kami, seriously. And the few pedestrians on the road unfurled their umbrellas. Lumin couldn't help but chuckle as he recalled the common depiction of the Berserk Sea's islands in the travel guide. The weather was highly erratic. Remember to bring an umbrella or a hat when out. Clearly, Lumin didn't take that quite seriously. But he was in no rush. Leaning against the cafe's glass windows, he observed the raindrops streak down and people return home. The sound of the rain masked all movement, and white mist veiled most of his vision. Observing the scene, Lumin reminisced about his wandering days. Dude, genuinely, W music, right? Thank you, Kami. It's giving me like very... the music and the atmosphere in the book right now is giving me very like Persona 5 vibes. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone else, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, I'm just, the main character in Persona 5, and I'm just like, it's raining outside, but I gotta go. Wanderers often struggle to predict the weather, making it difficult to seek refuge in cathedrals. But now, consequently, he would occasionally huddle in the corner of a street, sheltered from the rain. He watched the rain with fear, worry, and unease, praying that no other vagabond would snatch his shelter. But now his mood was different. The rain in the Berserk Sea ceased as swiftly as it arrived. In less than half an hour, only stagnant water remained. Lumin chuckled, tucked his hands into his pocket, and strolled across the street, and boarded the ship. Just as Lumin pushed open the door and entered, he saw Lugano wiping Ludwig's dripping hair. "You didn't bring an umbrella?" Lumin asked. "I thought I was a planter and could predict weather changes, so I didn't bring it and led Ludwig through the streets to buy supper. He said he didn't want to eat cake and biscuits. Who even knew that even though I predicted a rainstorm, it only took 10 seconds before it arrived. At that time, I wanted to carry Ludwig and rush back to the ship." Lumin kindly added, "This is the weather of the Berserk Sea. Even planters can't avoid it." Yes, Lugano sighed. Lumin turned to Ludwig. "Do you smell anything? Is there any particularly alluring food nearby?" Ludwig nibbled on a tortilla. Wait, how uncultured do you want me to be? Should we call it a tortilla? "There's the smell of death," Ludwig responded. "Smell of death? Did someone die near the night market?" Ludwig shook his head. "When it rains, there is the smell of death everywhere." What does this mean? "I don't know. It disappeared later." When it rains, there is a smell of death. Rain is the sailor pathway. Death is the death pathway. The two are not interchangeable. Nothing consequently there. Smell of death every... You know why? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just searching my notes. Give me 1 second. I don't... We're told already? What? Can you tell me then? Am I dumb? His location? In the Berserk Sea? The Berserk Sea, I'm thinking... Where Salinger died? No, the Berserk Sea, I'm thinking like the other half... Oh yeah! Right? But then what does that have to do with the rain? How is rain formed, bro? The fuck do you mean, how is... Why are you guys... Am I dumb? How does that have any effect on the fucking aura of death? Where does rain come from? This is a trick question. The evaporated water from the oceans goes up in the fucking clouds and then comes down. What the fuck is the question here? Just what the fuck are we talking about? Because the water died when it... Shingen, shut the fuck up. Because the water died. Hold on. Let me just open my notes really quick. Hold on. What? Berserk Sea is formed from the fall of death, so the water that evaporates carries his aura and smell at minute levels. Oh, that was... okay. But then... I would have thought that since the goddess took the uniqueness at... I don't know, a couple years back or what... I don't know what the timeline looks like here. That would have dissipated, no? Interesting. Ludwig replied candidly, I don't know. It disappeared later. It happens when it rains, but not after. An abnormality from the Berserk Sea? Or is it the island's abnormality triggered by the weather? LEMMiNO pondered for a moment, but was in a rush to write to Madam Magician. This was a digestion opportunity. He felt that he should avoid relying on the power of a high-ranking person to digest his potion. That night, LEMMiNO fell asleep with a heavy heart. In his dreams, he saw many familiar and unfamiliar things. The pale white Semirae women's spring, the mountain-sized Blood Emperor's afterimage dripping with yellowish magma, and the unknown object protruding from the spring. The scene suddenly changed, revealing LEMMiNO wandering alone in the deep darkness underground. It was as if he had become the Mosuri ghost. Whoa, LEMMiNO! That's illegal. Even to the famous adventurer Louis Barry, that is illegal. In the endless darkness, cramped quarters, and jumbled thoughts, LEMMiNO found himself frustrated. Even within the confines of his dreams, he longed to rip apart the cage around him and shatter everything in his path. Slowly, I think since lobotomizing people, we have passed that level. No, dude. Listen, lobotomizing evil people is one thing. I'm not on board with it. I'm not. I will be honest. But the dead are something else, man. They're not doing any harm. They're dead. Just let them be. Each time he thought he had finally awoken, in the blink of an eye, he plunged deeper into the darkness. After an unknown stretch of time, LEMMiNO awoke. It was 6 a.m. LEMMiNO raised his right hand and wiped his forehead, sensing a layer of cold sweat. A spiritual warning? Or had the memories of the women's spring and the afterimage of Elista Tudor haunted me after I contemplated the smell of death? Previously, I had drawn connections between the deaths of those who had witnessed the demon and the Mosseri ghost, possibly leading to a shallow corruption. LEMMiNO couldn't decipher the complete meaning of the dream. All he could do was remind himself to be cautious and stay focused. To investigate the demon legends, not to eliminate the demon. Setting aside whether he possessed the strength to face the demon or if he needed assistance, the fact that the church had operated on the island for over a century without eradicating the target suggested even the major arcana holders may not resolve the matter entirely. LEMMiNO got out of bed and retrieved the golden pocket watch from Saw de Barbary, opening and glancing at it. 6:01 a.m. Though early, LEMMiNO felt a sense of urgency. The ship would depart from the island the morning after tomorrow. He only had 2 days to delve into the demon legends, unravel the truth, and identify suspects. If he succeeded, his potion may very well be digested. Gathering, screening, and utilizing information were crucial aspects of a conspiracy. And if LEMMiNO were a Sequence 7 detective of the Reader pathway, successfully solving a century-old unsolved case involving high-level powers in 2 days would be a remarkable leap from initial digestion to complete digestion. At 9 a.m. in the suburbs of Port Hanth Return Cemetery. Holding a bunch of yellow flowers, LEMMiNO investigated the tree-lined cemetery. Armed with Ludwig's intel and the insights from previous night's stream, he adjusted his plan. Instead of venturing into the forest to investigate people's remains, he decided to dig up graves. His objective, to investigate the circumstances involving the mystery deaths of someone who had glimpsed the demon's figure in the forest, aiming to discover if they met the same fate as those killed by the Mosseri ghost. According to the gathered information, the last person to report the demon's presence to the church rested here. His name was Antonio Elias. Before long, LEMMiNO, clutching the bouquet of flowers, reached the grave. Apart from the name, date of birth, and death dates, the concise epitaph adorned the tombstone. This wretched man's life was taken by a demon. LEMMiNO stooped down, placing the bouquet before the tombstone, before he straightened up, studying the stone tomb. Details about Antonio flashed through his mind. A local, with parents, a wife, and children. 9 months ago, during a hunting trip in the forest, he encountered a demon. Fearing his demise, he sought refuge in the cathedral and the cloister for a full 5 months. Afterwards, intending to serve as a crew member for 3 years, steering clear of the island and its dangers, he was discovered dead at the bottom of the cabin on his second voyage. LEMMiNO scanned the surroundings, gathering 10 to 20 withered branches from beneath nearby trees. He planted them around Antonio's tomb, forming a short, makeshift, futile barrier. Lastly, he laid a withered branch flat on the 2 adjacent branches, constructing a shaky door, impassable to anyone. With that completed, LEMMiNO stepped over the wall and entered the grave. He then bent down, extending his right hand to touch the makeshift door. Simultaneously, a black mark activated, and in the blink of an eye, LEMMiNO vanished. Antonio's tomb remained undisturbed, except for the added circle of withered branches. In reality, LEMMiNO had retrieved an iron pick, shovel, and other items he had just purchased from the traveler's bag, began prying the stone slabs and digging into the soil. Bottle of fiction. Bro, he's got more powers as a Sequence 6 than than Klein had like for fucking forever. I legitimately forget about this motherfucker's powers. Because he has like 2 sequences, Alista Tudor, like what in the fuck are we talking about? The boxing gloves, cringe shit, dude. LEMMiNO utilized the wall and door he had fashioned to employ the bottle of fiction. In less than 2 minutes, relying on his understanding of the cemetery's layout and precise explosions, LEMMiNO cleared the soil from the coffin and pried open the wooden plank. A pungent odor of decay wafted out. After a brief wait, he squatted down, donned the gloves, and examined the white bones. The first item he picked up was Antonio's skull. With a cursory glance, he noticed cracks on the inside of it. A brain explosion. LEMMiNO pondered the force required to induce such damage. Regardless of the ability, Antonio's cerebellum, and brainstem should have exploded into mush. It seemed illogical for the hard inner cranium to crack while the soft brain remained unharmed. Examining Antonio's other bones yielded no other injuries. LEMMiNO concluded that Antonio's death resulted from an internal explosion in his head. The explosive force, while not physically strong enough to shatter his skull, was plenty to destroy his brain. With fire infusion, I can precisely control the quantity and quality of the flames, and should be able to achieve a similar effect. How did the demon do it? LEMMiNO's comprehension of the demon pathway came from his sister's grimoire, and by the Tarot Club and Franca's accounts, he had only truly interacted with a demon above Sequence 6 once, Nabor Disley. He immediately recollected the sensations when Nabor Disley stirred the desires and emotions. The echoes of his ranting mind transmitted through the grey fog during Nabor Disley's expulsion, and the tumult of his own desires. For ordinary people, inducing an upheaval in their desires before detonating them could lead to their brains exploding, and given an increase in potency, it shouldn't be a challenging feat for a demigod like a demon. Moreover, the demon can use those ravings to achieve this remotely. Nabore Disley? Nabore? I just thought it would be like Nabor Disley. That's how I was reading it. But, a demon on the criminal pathway, a demon surpassing sequences like Devil and Desire Apostle. With this confrontation, LEMMiNO believed it would be relatively straightforward to locate the demon if he put his mind to it. However, the prerequisite was finding it and not resolving the situation, all while risking his life. Removing the gloves, he reached into the traveler bag and touched the boxing gloves. Following the incident with the celestial worthy, LEMMiNO had always speculated that the Mother Tree of Desire stood at the peak of the prisoner, criminal, and Scrooge pathway. Therefore, the Rose School of Thought's Indulgence faction and some members of the Devil family believed in her and followed her. In that case, the boxing gloves made from the branches of the tree's shadow, closely related to the Mother Tree of Desire, had a good chance of attracting the demon's attention, just as its negative effects meant to be observed by some hidden entities influenced or attacked by dangerous creatures. There truly are no useless items, only beyonders who don't know how to use them, LEMMiNO chuckled, as he withdrew his right hand from the gloves. He abandoned the plan to lure out the demon, stemming from the realization that the demon was still active on the island, claiming lives, yet the church hadn't eradicated it. Having encountered many challenges, LEMMiNO possessed a reasonable understanding of the church's strength, knowing that if the church had genuinely committed, it could eliminate all residents suspected to be demons and obliterate the island, similar to what the Church of Storms had done to Banshee Harbor. It wasn't that the church lacked the will, but there was a reason holding them back. This brought LEMMiNO's thoughts back to the valley, burning with sulphurous flames deep in the forest, believing that the demon could be slain under normal circumstances, only constrained. As the church couldn't achieve this, LEMMiNO doubted his ability to do so as well. Enticing the demon would be futile and perilous. LEMMiNO's current strategy involved leveraging his fake level and his allure to evil gods to traverse the forest, during critical moments using the boxing gloves to see if he could converge on the mysterious valley burning with flames to investigate the source of the legends. Good lord, man. In the heart of the forest, surrounded by trees, LEMMiNO navigated a path untouched by humans for years. From time to time, he would extract the boxing gloves, relying on his intuition to guide the course. After 10 or 20 seconds, he stowed them away. After nearly an hour, the forest cleared unexpectedly. A menacing brown bear emerged. "Stop, foreigner!" The bear's mouth emitted a buzzing human voice. Bro, we got talking bears? Holy shit. Bears. Beats. Battlestar Galactica. Lumin remained unfazed as the bear uttered the words in Highlander. Instead of fear, delight filled him, a sign that he had stumbled upon the right place. This was the Planter Pathway, the main pathway of the Church of the Earth Mother, known as a druid at Sequence 5, capable of transforming into a bear. Encountering a human-speaking bear in a desolate forest hinted at his proximity to the heavily guarded area. Without the signature golden hat, Lumin studied the brown bear's furry visage openly. "Alright," he concealed, turning on his heels and retracing his steps. 20 to 30 meters away, Lumin vanished from the bear's view, concealed by the towering trees. He halted, leaning against a tree trunk, casually retrieving an item from his bag. A pair of gold-rimmed glasses. The mystery prying glasses. Lumin had no intention of recklessly breaching the church's protective circle. Perhaps it was no safer than confronting the demon. Without sufficient and effective information, Lumin was inclined to take such a risk. What if it resembled 4th Epoch Trier? Lumin's strategy involved skirting the edges of the problem zone, wielding the mystery prying glasses to shift his perspective. From Lumin's familiarity with the mystery prying glasses, the item's lower level hindered his ability to directly perceive various seals. Time to court death again. By the way, can I just say, listen, I don't like the Church of Knowledge very much, but how genuinely goated they have to be to look at, like, Lumin, who's like a sequence 6 or 7 at the time, and be like, I think he could beat Medici, bro. I think he got a chance. This guy? Medici used to be a fucking babysitter for the guy that made your god tremble in his boots. And you're like, this sequence 7 got a chance, bro. I think he got him. From Lumin's familiarity with the glasses from previous, the item's lower level hindered his ability to directly perceive various seals. In Trier, he had utilized them multiple times but couldn't catch a glimpse of the 4th Epoch Trier. Instead, he witnessed concealed elements beneath the ground. Oh my god, I'm so sick. Lurking in the darkness or disguised through distorted, overlooking prying angles. Hold on. This inherent flaw safeguarded Lumin from directly encountering the Church's sealed artifact, thus averting catastrophe. More traces equaled more information, bringing Lumin closer to the truth. Ready to teleport at a moment's notice, Lumin positioned the glasses on the bridge of his nose. An unsettling dizziness gripped him, akin to being buried underground. Despite looking up at the soil, trees and sky, he sensed the elevated vantage point, overseeing all. Withering tree bark, decaying leaves, crawling insects and animals circling a water source. All these details, buried bones, spun in Lumin's vision, inducing nausea from the depths of his soul. Amidst the nausea, creeping from the depths of his soul, Lumin's gaze fixated on a startling sight. Silent, blue flames devoured the entire landscape. Whether above... Good lord. Whether above, below, or around the flames, the trees swiftly transformed into an inky black, dissolving into sewage. From the decaying remnants, new trees sprouted. In the midst of the blue inferno, Lumin discerned a crimson colossal figure sprawled at the core. This unseen power emanated from beyond the withering, burgeoning forest. Abruptly, a pair of eyes materialized in front of Lumin. They were bloodshot, icy blue, tinged with pain. What the fuck is that? Without hesitation, Lumin removed the glasses and activated the black mark representing the spirit world traversal. Rapidly fading, he disappeared into the forest and reappeared outside the church's cathedral. After stashing the glasses into his bag, Lumin departed the spot, blending in with the believers, entering the cathedral exuding scents of wheat and milk. With crossed arms, he mimicked the old man in a black formal suit. Only then did he exhale, assured that those eyes wouldn't lock onto him. These glasses could pass through countless hands if not in my possession. Its negative effects are indeed unique and beneficial, but dangerous. LEMMiNO analyzed the scene he had witnessed. There's a region engulfed in sulfur flames, but the Church of the Earth Mother's trees seal it off. Cycling between death and rebirth, it's nearly impossible to spot from the outside. Even with the glasses, I can only vaguely discern its outline. It is akin to lurking outside the cage and surveying the interior through the gaps in the railing. That colossal, blood-colored figure resembled a small mountain, yet I cannot discern any details. Could it be the true form of a demon of Hanth Island? How can others see it when it's sealed, causing those who witness it to mysteriously vanish? Could there be more than one demon? Those eyes staring at me may belong to another? Is it utilizing the invisible connection between itself and the blood-colored demon to prevent its descent into the sewage? If so, the church should eliminate the demon active both outside and on the island. By doing so, the blood-colored demon would lose its existence. Or does the church not want the blood-colored demon to completely sink into the sewage, letting the blue-eyed demon exist only to restrict its range? If it's not entirely sealed, would the invisible connection between the two disappear? Because the blue-eyed demon will also be affected by the sewage? LEMMiNO deepened his understanding and speculation regarding the demon legend, sensing that his potion had become active, showing signs of digestion, but it was still a step away. He wasn't in a rush. He pondered the mission that Nabor Disley had entrusted to him and Franca. Killing a demon descendant. That's correct, a descendant. The Blue Eyes is a descendant of that blood-colored demon. Is that why the connection binds them? Does Nabor Disley desire the blood-colored demon to fully submerge into the sewage? Is this beneficial or detrimental for the blood-colored demon? If it's beneficial, why does the church impede it? Why does the blood-colored demon descendant persist in pulling and preventing its descent? Suppose the blue-eyed demon is under the control of the church, yet it can kill and cause disappearances. Conversely, why doesn't it flee the island? This implies that it is not in the Blue Eyes' favor if the blood-colored demon were to sink into the sewage. It's even willing to forfeit its freedom. If it's not favorable, perhaps Nabor Disley isn't deceiving. It is an adversary of the blood-colored demon, hoping for its complete submersion and assimilation. This might have a certain effect on the island, the Berserk Sea, or even the entire world. That is why the church seals and monitors it. Bro, can I just say it? Each church, like, I think they're such bums, and then you find out, like, the shit that they're dealing with, and, like, each church on each fucking part of the continent has, like, 7 different things that they're overseeing, then they're like, listen, if this fucking seal loses 1% of its power, the entire continent fucking dies. We have, like, a Chernobyl-level fucking, disaster on every fucking island that every church is like, listen to me, all it would take is one fucking dumb idiot just walking in here and pressing a button that they shouldn't, and the entire fucking continent just disappears. Fucking Adam goes, I envision the northern continent no longer exists, and it's just fucking, and you're like, the fuck? What are we talking about? The Church of the Earth Mother feels like such bummery, and then you're like, you're telling me if this demon fully disappears, the world gets cucked? If it completely gets released, the world gets fully cucked? But it has to stay in a state of, like, kind of being restricted, but kind of also free. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about at this point? My mic is really loud. Interesting. I can lower. Okay, I assume this is probably a bit better. No. Okay, I assume this is probably a bit better. Okay, this should be better. Like, what the fuck is even that, bro? This whole fucking bullshit just feels like... Every church is dealing with this shit is nuts. Can't be killed? What Nabor Disley feared wasn't that the demon may sense danger, but that the Church of the Earth Mother may be alerted. Lumen gradually understood the mentality and the stance of the church, the local demon and Nabor Disley, but lacked evidence. What he was more certain about was that the sewage wasn't simple. Perhaps it was something akin to the Samurai in Women's Spring. Furthermore, it bore a striking resemblance to the pitch-black form of the Mosseri ghost. The Trier Catacombs is a labyrinth of complexity, filled with corruption, monsters. It is the aftermath of Alista Tudor's accomplishments, an act that nearly brought the gods down with him. Ultimately, he perished. What is the reason on Hanth Island? While my knowledge of the Fourth Epoch is limited, I do know that the Berserk Sea was not as tumultuous back then. There are still interactions between the northern and southern continents. Could it be that another emperor from the War of the Four Emperors, or two emperors, met their demise here, permanently reshaping the terrain? Is this the manifestation of a deity's power? Alista Tudor sank a city underground, forcing over 1 million people to live above it to contain its effects. And the deity who perished here has been influencing the Berserk Sea for over 1,000 years, surpassing the waters near Port Santa. Sensing the quietude around him, his Lumen's movement softened, cautious not to disturb the prayers of the other believers. Observing his surroundings, Lumen noticed the believers beside him had also finished praying. A grey old man in a black formal suit and bow tie caught Lumen's eyes. In the next moment, Lumen observed the elder turning his head, revealing bloodshot, ice blue eyes. The fuck? The demon said, "Nah, brother. I am the demon of the church. This cathedral was actually built for me. You think it's meant to keep evil out? It's actually meant to keep evil in. This is my church, idiot." The demon? It's right here. Lumen sensed. He tried to teleport away. This time he chose Trier, the entrance to St. Viev Cathedral. In that moment, his reflection stared back into his eyes. His face twisted, expression sinister and cold. There was one Lumion. Soon, Lumens manifested, encircling him. There was one Lumion, eyes intoxicated, breathing heavy, face red. Another trembling in fear. Another expressionless and resolute. One lost and sorrowful. Another with no will to live, and one more, eyes filled with anger. In an instant, Lumen seemed to multiply into countless versions. This severely impacted his thoughts and actions, hindering him. Instinctively, he focused his remaining will on his right hand and the mark of Alista Tudor. To escape this state and gain the strength to teleport away, he needed to terrify the demon. Suddenly, Lumion heard ravings fill his mind. His mind turned to mush. The aura of Alista Tudor didn't activate in time. Fragmented, emotional and painful thoughts burst in Lumen's mind. An intense burning sensation in his chest anchored him. After an unknown span of time, Lumen gradually awoke. "I'm alive?" he thought. It must have been a considerable duration since the onslaught of those ravings. The demon's powers could have ended him multiple times. As Lumen concentrated, he scrutinized the demon. The white-haired demon, adorning a black formal suit and bow tie, sat upright, facing the sacred emblem of life. "O merciful Mother, I implore your mercy for my transgressions. Merciful Mother. Lumin's resolve wavered as he abandoned activating Elisa Tudor's aura and settled beside the demon. What the fuck is going on here? The demon's gonna go, I am actually a firm believer. I truly believe the Earth Mother is the way. This is the way. Observing the sacred emblem on the altar, he waited silently, refraining from disrupting the demon's repentance. He's like, wait, hold on, let him cook. The very selves I witness must be illusions, not existing in the physical world, but within my heart. Could this be a sophisticated manifestation of emotional and desire fluctuations? The subsequent ravings resembled Nabor Disley's frenzied curse upon expulsion. Yet this time there was no shield from Mr. Fool's grey fog. Well, not entirely absent, or the mad rivers of ravings would have capsized my identity. Even if I hadn't lost control, I would have succumbed before the demon found its conscience and started repenting. Velocipaster, yeah. I believe the safest haven on Hantha Island was the cathedral of the Church of the Earth Mother. I specifically chose to avoid the demon. Surprisingly, it's praying here. Judging by this, blind trust in the Orthodox Church's cathedral may not be foolproof in the future. Bro, the only fucking church you can trust is the Cathedral of Mr. Fool. Everything else is compromised as fuck. There's no church of Adam, I suppose. Everywhere else, it would be Tremmy Boris grappling with the ice blue-eyed demon. Lumion had formed some hypothesis and waited on reassurance. Church of the Monocle. After a brief span, the white-haired, blue-eyed demon, donned in a formal suit, concluded its repentance. Only then did Lumion observe the black leather glove on both of his hands. Even during confession and prayers, they remained unremoved, a departure from devout believers' behavior. In the human world, wearing gloves while praying would seem disrespectful. The demon cast a glance at Lumion. You haven't fled yet. Are you afraid of angering me? I'm not. This is the Earth Mother's cathedral, Lumion smiled. Weren't we in the cathedral just now? The demon moderated its volume, not disrupting the other supplicants. Occasional accidents are understandable. Moreover, I believe you can certainly control yourself in a short period. It will be more challenging beyond half a year. Why do you think so? I'm an experienced hunter. I know that the Church has adhered to a common rule. Survivors entangled in mysticism incidents are often drawn to the Church. They become civilian staff and receive long-term protection. But those who witnessed the demon's figure on Hand Island didn't undergo this process. They receive only a few months of protection before departing. Could it be the Church fears prolonged stays may lead to deaths even within the cathedral? In such instances, it would undoubtedly tarnish the Church's reputation. One can't keep a constant watch on high-level powers indefinitely. I didn't want to kill them, but The demon fell silent before confessing. At this point, its face twisted. Once again, it crossed its arms over its chest, resuming a low-voiced prayer. Don't tell me you penned all the epitaphs for those people when we resumed the conversation. That is correct. It seems this demon has an amicable relationship with the Church. Not strictly devout, but a believer. Lumin understood the demon wouldn't respond even if inquired. Such questions may provoke him. Foreigner, why did you come to this island? I previously encountered a demon incident, Lumin smiled. Lumin recounted Sala's encounter with a love incantation. While leading the investigation, the suspect's body had been suddenly commandeered by a demon seeking a deal. Lumin omitted the details of the love incantation's contents and refrained from mentioning Nabor Disley's name. I read in the notebook about a demon legend on Hantha Island connected to the deal the demon sought. Intrigued, I decided to investigate. My intention wasn't to finish anyone off. You can't finish off anyone either, the demon responded candidly. And Lumen's like, I wasn't gonna kill you. And the demon's like, bitch, please, you weren't gonna kill shit. Listen, we're standing in the cathedral, so I'd rather not. But watch your whore mouth. I'll kill you in here, brother. It continued gazing at the emblem. Curiosity killed the cat. It is indeed risky, but finding you within a day and discovering the sealed valley indicates my capabilities, Lumen chuckled. Next time I'll choose a safer sanctuary. Your methods are indeed unconventional, but they align with the mysticism world's laws. But had I not controlled myself and repented for past deeds, you would be dead. Such an investigation would be rather futile. Lumen didn't dispute it. With the information he had gathered, he knew there was no danger in the cathedral of the church or the Earth Mother. The recent episode proved to be a false alarm. Why did that demon target you? Moreover, with the strength of me and my companions, it's likely impossible to eradicate the so-called demon descendant like you. Was it deliberately leading us to our demise? I am uncertain which one you encountered, the demon responded. You seem unrestricted. Why not leave the island? There appears to be something keeping you here. This is my duty and my atonement. Since converting to the Earth Mother, there are times when I cannot resist the urge to kill, accumulating profound sins. Then why not fully confine yourself? Lumen responded. Confinement will not suffice. I cannot do it, and it cannot be achieved that way. Indeed, closely tied to the blood-colored demon. Yet, as a cold-blooded, why does the act of killing and the subsequent healing by the Church's reverence for life still cause you pain? I apologize. I wasn't courteous earlier and failed to inquire about your preferred address. The demon stared blankly before responding. Nabor Disley. What the fuck? What the fuck? Damn, there's a French only. Oh, Shingen, you're French too? Mon frère. Salut, mon ami. Nabor Disley. Lumen almost thought the blue-eyed demon was jesting with him. When it came to matters concerning the loving... Kami, come on, what, do you hate your own countrymen so much? When it came to matters concerning the love incantation, he had never uttered the name Nabor Disley. Not only did he fear the demon and the Blue Eyes demon were adversaries, but he also adhered to Madame Magician's instructions. If so, why did the Blue-Eyed demon address itself as Nabor Disley? Could he be the genuine one? And then why did the repeated chants of Nabor Disley summon a different demon? Or were they equals? Amidst Lumen's astonishment, a smile crept on his face. I wouldn't dare utter that name. He was testing the demon. You have heard of Nabor Disley and are aware of the concealed perils of uttering this name? The demon turned. Yes. From the demon's reaction, it seems unlikely to be the one propagating the love incantation. Interesting, Lumen thought. What, Kami, you don't smoke? Though this may unveil great horrors and deeper secrets, as a hunter, fear and curiosity didn't contradict each other. It was akin to how everyone in the army feared death, yet didn't deter them from banding together. Cringe, Kami! You have the ultimate reason to smoke and you still don't? Sag. How disappointing. Here, within the cathedral, you needn't fret about uttering the name. That's evidently not the name you typically go by. Why don't you disclose your true name? Lumen responded. The name I go by in human society holds no significance to you. I'd rather get sent back to... Moreover, after learning the name Nabor Disley and uttering it 3 times outside the cathedral, at this juncture, the demon's visage twitched. I will establish a connection with you. Good luck on reading. No worries, Awareness. Appreciate you, buddy. How you doing? I will establish a connection with you when I can no longer control myself. I may choose to end your life, ending the life of an uninformed adventurer like you, seeking to uncover the truth of the island's legend would bring me greater satisfaction than harming the ordinary people. I won't feel as regretful or guilty. Seriously, Awareness, the site is so fucking good now. I don't know if it's because I've had it on for a little while or whatever, but I don't even need to have the site open now for when Kami switches the music, it auto switches for me as well. Normally I needed to have it open for that. I will say the amount of fucking thing it uses is like, it's using like 3 gigs of RAM. I'm chilling RAM wise. I don't really have a concern with that. Fuck it. I got 64 gigs of RAM and I'll just tank it. But, oh, seriously, thank you. Goated shit, dude. Awesome. Kami, I'm curious, how much RAM is it using for you? Again, don't need, nothing from you needed. Awareness, the site is fucking awesome, dude. It works great. Yeah, it's all fucking good now, dude. The blue-eyed demon gazed at the emblem of life once again, bowing its head. "O merciful mother, I implore your mercy for my transgressions. I should not have harbored malevolent intentions." Does he intend to harm me? He couldn't afford to let his guard down for a moment when dealing with the demons. Vigilance was paramount. Moreover, a seemingly innocuous conversation could clandestinely plant a time bomb. I did some tricks to make it work in the back. Oh, you did? Oh, I thought it was just because it was on for so long. Okay, no, that's fucking awesome, dude. Thank you. Lumin feigned a smile. If you truly cannot control yourself and desire to take a life, target pirates. It aligns with the sense of justice. This is my prison, the demon said. It says 5% RAM. Okay, well, that's not bad. This is my prison. I cannot depart until I have atoned. If any pirates enter the port, I will make them vanish in the forest outside the city. 500 megabytes? Oh, you're chewing. The love incantation I mentioned earlier was the name you brought up. The demon who proposed a deal with me is also identified with that name. The demon remained silently gazing at the emblem of life. What? You can't pinpoint the demon's true identity either? Interesting. According to you, the love incantation has been clandestinely circling for many years, yet I have never established a connection with anyone outside the island. Main browser for stream is 4 gigs? What the fuck? Huh? Hover over the... I'm puzzled by that too. Could it be that someone can intercept the direction of the name? Is it conceivable to assume your identity? He believed that based on Madam Magician's words, Mr. Fool could accomplish such a feat, and Amon was capable of it once too. Foreigner, you have inquired enough. Let us conclude here, or you may meet your end unknowingly. Praise the earth, the mother of all things. The demon then picked up his cane and shuffled towards the cathedral's door. Lumen scrutinized the blue-eyed demon, realizing it wasn't tall and appeared rather thin. It emitted a withered, feeble aura. Observing closely, Lumen sensed a dark, blatant malice expanding and contracting beneath the thin human skin and aged flesh. The frightening inner core sharply contrasted its frail appearance. This is reminiscent of Ludwig. One is a child concealing an unknown monster, while the other is a pitch-black demon concealed within an old man's body. The gray-haired elder in black leather gloves slowly departed. Lumen wasn't in a rush to return to the ship. He remained seated in the first row, contemplating the demon legends. Suddenly, from the corner of his eye, he spotted a clergyman. Lumen looked up at the well-aged man, noticing a pair of bloodshot blue eyes. God damn it! The blue-eyes clergyman sat beside Lumen, where the demon had been. Do not provoke Boselli or attempt his suggestions. His self-control diminishes with age. Boselli? Are you referring to the old man? Yes. Lumen pondered and said, what about you? How's your self-control? Much better. I only lose control once every few years. He's also a demon? I'm not in the Earth Mother's Cathedral, but a demon living room? What the fuck is going on here? Are you acquainted with him? Are you from the same family? We are all born in the Port Hanth cloister. In other churches, having a child in the cloister was a grave matter. But this was the Church of the Earth Mother. The more nuns and monks had children, the more it aligned with the doctrine. This shattered Lumen's previous deductions of the demons. Demons didn't need to vanish to conceal their corpses. The church would assist in concealing them. For instance, replacing genuine holy water with distilled water during a wake and later providing new identities and legal origins. What the fuck is this? My earlier deduction was based on a few assumptions. No wonder there are so many errors. And the Church and the Earth Mother aren't enemies. This is a factor I need to be mindful of. If I'm mistaken, any subsequent arrangements will lose their significance. It seems the Church is directly offering protection to these demons, both resisting restrictions and cooperating to shield them. Lumen gazed at the clergyman. Could it be that you're also using the name Boselli mentioned? Yes, my name is also Nabor Disley. I don't know your background, but can you report Hanth Island to the other churches? I believe they will advise you against delving into the truth of the demon legend. Just as Boselli mentioned, foreigner, let's conclude this here. Leave this island. Lumen nodded, stood up, and departed from the cathedral. Under the sunlight, he strolled along the streets, his mind filled with the pairs of icy blue eyes and the name Nabor Disley. Oh my god, dude, genuinely, all these churches are so fucking cooked. All we can trust is the Tarot Club. Everyone else is cooked. Somehow it's the Tarot Club and the Aurora Order. Everyone else is like genuinely just fucked. Okay, I fucking hate this, but god damn it, these guys were right. The Aurora Order is... She's in the other continent, Kami. I can't do anything with her. She's not here. Tell her to get her ass over here. Wasting time in the wrong continent. How many demons are on this fucking island? His thoughts swirled through Lumen's mind, accompanied by those blue eyes and the name Nabor Disley. He felt that his previous investigations and speculations were off course. The complexity and mystery surrounding the legends of the demon on Hanth Island surpassed his imagination. Speculation involves bold assumption and careful confrontations. It is normal for us initial assumptions to be overturned. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna fill up some water. I'll be right back, okay? Give me 2 seconds. I gotta get my be right back screen back. Fucking cringe. MX, how's it going, man? How can there be unresolved cases that are guessed completely correct from the beginning? The crucial aspect lies in consistently refuting the incorrect path through falsification and integrating new information. If I were to take the reader pathway, it would be relatively straightforward to act as a detective, huh? LEMMiNO assured himself, disentangling the impact of the demons, regaining clarity. Under the sunlight, he identified an issue. In the scene I witnessed through the glasses and the blood-colored demon pulled by an invisible force, there was only one invisible force, and only one pair of blue eyes gazing at me. There is only one demon closely linked to the blood-colored demon. That is the elder Basali, who repented for the sacred emblem. The others are its descendants. Could they be its offspring left behind by the nuns? When it used Hand Island's cloister to restore its youth and obtain a new identity. However, when the blue-eyed clergyman mentioned Basali, it didn't sound like he was referring to its father or ancestor. It was as if discussing a friend. Moreover, it also identifies as Nab or Disley. Could it be a family name? Well, it's not one of the demon families for sure. Puzzled, LEMMiNO boarded the ship and returned to his suite. At that moment, Lugano and Ludwig were relishing a lunch. I thought you'd be indulging in the local delights on the island, so I didn't wait for you, the doctor grinned. LEMMiNO sat down and grabbed a wheat-flavored bun. What do you know about the abilities of the planter pathway? Sequence 9 planter significantly boosts strength. I can predict the weather to a certain extent by observing clouds, winds, and other phenomena. I am adept at identifying seeds and nurturing them. Sequence 8 doctors' primary abilities revolve around healing. They can discern the patient's situation through spirit vision. Possessing outstanding surgical skills such as suturing severed limbs and transplanting internal organs. As far as I know, the next sequence is called Harvest Priest. It also mainly focuses on promoting reproduction and growth of creatures. Upon hearing this, LEMMiNO interrupted. Soul Suture? How was this implemented? I haven't used this yet. It's used to treat soul injuries. As you know, some superpowers can attack the soul, making it difficult to heal on its own. At this moment, as long as the injured let go of their bodies and minds and don't resist, I can carry out a soul-level surgery to stitch up the wound. LEMMiNO's concern wasn't about stitching a soul, but about another matter that provided him with perspective. He downed the pre-meal bun and took a sip of the golden liqueur. Mojito type shit? Dude, genuinely, that's a good pull. Since you can suture souls, can you also sever souls? Theoretically, but it requires the person to completely open their body and mind, leaving their soul unprotected. It'd be even more effective if their physical body doesn't even exist. This can serve as an attack on the soul, but it could also be used as a treatment. If a patient's soul is corrupted by a curse, they can address it by severing the depravity and allowing the soul to heal. Well said. Lugano said, but that's just speculation, I haven't tested it. LEMMiNO ignored him and proceeded to emulate what Ludwig had done, forking a lamb chop and began eating. Simultaneously, this initial sensation when he faced the onslaught of the demons resurfaced, witnessing the diverse versions of himself, a version brimming with hatred, another immersed in pain. As Lugano detailed the process of suturing and soul severing, an idea sparked in Lumin's mind. What if the high sequence abilities of a plantar pathway were employed to exercise different aspects of the soul? Could there truly just be one blue-eyed demon on the island, but its soul had been partitioned by the saints? On the mystical level, remaining one entity, hence only one invisible force. Clever. But the question is, why would the church do this? Lumin swiftly linked this with the state of the blood-colored demon. It consistently descended in the pitch-black sewage. Splitting the soul acted as a shield for the blue-eyed demon. Wait, could the demon be untainted? Could be the untainted segment of the blood-colored demon's soul? Is the church's approach based on deeming the entire body beyond salvation, but parts considered healthy? The forest ceiling of the Mystery Valley, pitch-black sewage, and the blood-colored demon displayed characteristics of rebirth, growth, depravity, and death and rebirth again. The soul fragments of the blood-colored demon were given new life, enabling them to utilize the cycle of rebirth, growth, aging, and death. Simultaneously, relying on the existence of the healthy parts prevented the blood-colored demon. Aging soul fragments are inherently more vulnerable to corruption from the main body. Such a newborn possesses a demon's potent soul, but its human body is exceedingly frail, yet it aligns with my observations of Baselli. Its feeble and aged body encases a potent soul teeming with malevolence. This method of sealing aligns with the church's abilities. With these revelations, Lumin felt enlightened. Lugano pretended not to notice or hear anything, focusing on enjoying his meal. Ludwig paid no mind to such trivial matters, wholly absorbed in the delicacies. Lumin withdrew his gaze and happily poured himself a glass of red wine, the confusion, disorder, loss, and disappointment dissipating. As he drank, he pondered. This hypothesis aligns with the current details, but it cannot be verified, and nor do I dare to, and without the verification there is no feedback to the potion. Forget it. All the lessons and experiences I've gained are more important than the digestion. Doubt it. Why does the church want to protect the demon? Moreover, since a healthy soul has been separated, why not destroy and purify the corrupted true form? There's a high chance this involves a secret. Is the blood-colored demon the true and largest Nabur Disley? I just imagine the Spider-Man meme of like everyone's pointing at like Nabur Disley. Was the one seeking a deal to slay Hanth Island's demon descendant it? Can it in turn affect a few soul fragments, allowing me in a mid-sequence beyonder like Franka to slay a true demon? The more Lumin thought, the more curious he became of the truth, but he restrained himself. For beyonders at his level, this matter was concluded. After leaving the island, he would report his gains and speculation to Madam Magicians. Lumin, putting aside his investigation, felt a sense of relief. To his surprise, he realized that the island, far from Phaenopotter Kingdom, didn't have a genuine casino. There were no criminal industries. It was as clean as if it had been purified by the EBS Church. After engaging in fighting evil and other card games throughout the afternoon, Lumin, with wins and losses not exceeding a gold riso, finally understood. Unable to control themselves, the demons prioritized the malevolent wrongdoers, making them vanish. As time, a century or two elapsed, the city could be deemed bathed in sunlight. Certainly there were innocents among them, like Antonio Elias. Late at night, in the first-class cabin of the ship, in his slumber, LEMMiNO witnessed the land shrouded in sulphurous flames, and the blood-colored demon sprawled within the pitch-black liquid. So corrupted even further. Alright, one more chapter. Let's go, baby. LEMMiNO vaguely noticed bubbles emerging from a pitch-black liquid enveloping most of the blood-colored demon's body. The brownish-green hue on the bubbles resembled tree warts, and in an instant the bubbles burst, reflecting brilliant colors. For some reason, LEMMiNO sensed that something was wrong. He wanted to shut his eyes. But trapped in his dream, he had no control. In the depths of the liquid, a figure lurked, raising its head slightly, gazing at the demon. The moist, brownish-green or light brown tree warts protruded from the figure's body, reminding LEMMiNO of Susanna Matisse. The distinct lay in Susanna Matisse's tree warts, branches, and flower buds growing from her body, melding from her figure. The figure's tree warts, however, seemed to pierce out flamboyantly from the flesh and internal organs. In his dream, LEMMiNO wanted to raise his right hand, wiping the corners of his eyes. The back of his hand was stained red. At some point, blood had flown from his eyes, turning his vision blurry. The figure's outline appeared in the blur, as if grown on a brownish-green tree, pierced by branches. A burning sensation engulfed LEMMiNO's chest, prompting him to instinctively close his eyes, yet he was a step too slow. LEMMiNO's eyes exploded, flooding his mind. He jolted awake, curling up in agony, his hands reaching up for his eyes, encountering a flat, sticky, and moist substance. As an ascetic, accustomed to severe injuries, LEMMiNO took several steps to overcome the pain that threatened to render him unconscious. Struggling to sit up, he opened his eyes, only to be met with absolute darkness. No moonlight, no outlines of furniture in the bedroom. He couldn't see a fucking thing. LEMMiNO raised his hands again, touching his eye sockets. Both eyeballs had deflated, shattered beyond repair. Is it because I saw something I shouldn't have? LEMMiNO chuckled. Damn. It was a vision from a dream, something he wished he never saw. Upon reflecting, he realized that Mr. Fool's seal hadn't triggered and Turbyboris hadn't activated it. His eyes may not have been the only casualty. Wiping the tip of his nose, LEMMiNO felt moistness and caught the unmistakable scent of rust. Luckily, it seemed what's flowing down his blood, not brain matter. Despite the tragic state of his head, LEMMiNO remained relatively unharmed. Gripping the edge of his bed, LEMMiNO pulled himself up. In a state of blindness and unrepaired spell, he relied on the hunter's instinct, navigating through his turf with a mental map. Bypassing furniture and reaching the living room, knocking on a servant's door. "Yes, what's the matter?" Lugano hastily opened the door. Under the crimson moonlight, he saw LEMMiNO's blood-streaked face. What happened? Who had beaten his employer to such a state? Who could inflict such harm upon his employer? LEMMiNO pointed at his eyes. "Treat them." All right. With your eyeballs in such a state, there's no way to treat them. We can only find a suitable transplant. No need, just stop the bleeding and ease the pain. All right, Lugano didn't dare argue. Upon contact and a simple use of the scalpel, LEMMiNO felt a refreshing sensation in his eyes. The pain became more bearable. You can go back to sleep, Lumen waved, as if the loss of his vision was inconsequential. With one hand in his pocket, he strolled past the textbook on the carpet, settling into the recliner. Lugano watched in confusion and anxiety for a while before returning to his bed, unable to fall asleep. When the morning sun bathed the sea's edge, the doctor abruptly rose from his bed, grabbing a cup of coffee. Upon leaving the room, he witnessed his employer in motion, his eyes sparkling. No signs of injury. You're okay? Yes. How does he regenerate eyeballs? What kind of monster? Is my role as a doctor merely to stop the bleeding and relieve pain? Lumen paid no heed to the servant, returning to his master bedroom, drawing back the curtains, laying out the paper. Dude, I was just imagining how fucking funny would it be if one of these days he has this nightmare at like 6:01 a.m. and he's like, I'm stuck like this for 24 hours. Like I'm genuinely just stuck. Fuck, I just went through the refresh. I doubt Cuttlefish is gonna do it, but like it'd just be so funny if like one day he experiences this at like, it's like, ah, fuck. I'm still not cautious enough. After heeding the demon's warning and preparing to depart the island on the ship, Lumen refrained from writing to Madame Magician promptly, intending to observe the aftermath and waiting till they were safely away. Unexpectedly, such a terrifying dream had occurred. Initially suspecting the demon with icy blue eyes had lost control and influenced him, Lumen later speculated that he may have been subtly corrupted. When he observed the blood-colored demon and the pitch-black liquid through the mystery-prying glasses, the corruption lay dormant until he slept, manifesting fully in his dreams. Focusing his thoughts, he detailed everything witnessing and heard on the 10th island. He replaced the name Nabor Disley with the term love incantation, concluding, perhaps I've encountered too many demons recently. I feel like I've accumulated too much corruption and wish to undergo treatment. With that, Lumen conducted a ritual, summoning the messenger and handing the letter over. Accepting the letter, the messenger nodded and said, You have stepped on the world's stinkiest thing. It stinks. So dirty. Lumen briefly waited. With no immediate response from Madame Magician, he decided to seek treatment elsewhere. His destination was the cathedral of the Church of the Earth Mother in Port Hanth. The preacher, the icy blue-eyed clergyman from yesterday, expounded on a specific doctrine from the Holy Scripture, the concept that good and evil emanated from the same source, making them inseparable. Isn't it a little ironic to have this coming from a demon? Lumen criticized. He soon sensed the cathedral's vibrant vitality, vegetation flourishing, and mushrooms quietly sprouting. Unconsciously, Lumen realized that his life had gained intensity. Each of the churches had its own merit, he sighed. After 5 or 6 minutes, the clergyman concluded his preaching and approached Lumen. Young people who are willing to listen to advice have such a bright future. Lumen observed the icy blue clergyman retracting his hands. Is he hinting that it's satisfied that I dropped inquiring and exploring the forest? However, I had a terrifying dream last night and nearly died. What dream? The clergyman inquired. Bishop, how should I address you? Newman. Lumen briefly recounted the blood-colored demon from his dreams, the pitch-black liquid, the blurry figure on the branches and tree warts. Are you willing to listen to my preaching? The bishop asked. Sure. There are 2 abysses. One is material, and the entrance is somewhere in the real world. The other is spiritual, and the entrance is in everyone's heart. Sometimes these 2 are separated, but most of the time they are one. Good intentions and evil intentions come from the same place. It is inevitable for us to harbor evil thoughts like jealousy, hatred, destruction, greed, and arrogance. This is normal, not sinful. But when we act on them, our souls will sink into the abyss. When the time comes, one can only repent to the Mother like this. O merciful Mother, I have fallen to the abyss of evil. Lumen listened, grasping the essence of the bishop's words, acknowledging his mistake, rooted in arrogance. His earlier ventures, marked with a proactive approach and a lack of major problems, had led him to underestimate the concealed perils. I understand. Praise the mother of all things. Returning to the ship, Lumen read the reply, neatly folded into a square. The letter contained spirit word coordinates. Put an end to the matter on Hanth Island. Find time to seek treatment here. Find time. She's saying you can do it? God damn, I don't think he can, bro. I think this shit's beyond him for the moment. Bro, is she trying to get him killed? Alright, boys, we made it. That's it. 628. Good shit. Alright guys, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Night stream tomorrow. Night for me, I don't know, fucking all the time for you guys. That's it. Yeah, hope the thing that it says here is praise the earth, the mother of all things. Alright, that's it. Bye guys.